Greetings, dear listeners. My name is Serikbayev Syrym, and today our broadcast dedicated to market mechanism design. What is mechanism design theory? Mechanism design is a field in economics and game theory that takes an objectives-first approach to designing economic mechanisms or incentives towards desired objectives in strategic settings where players act rationally. Because it starts at the end of the game, then goes backwards, it is also called reserve game theory. It has broad applications from economics and politics in such fields as market design, auction theory, and social choice theory to networked systems, internet interdomain routing, sponsored search actions. Mechanism design studies solution concepts for a class of private information games. Leonid Horowitz explains that in a design problem, the goal function is the main given, while the mechanism is the unknown. Therefore, the design problem is the inverse of traditional economic theory, which is typically devoted to the analysis of the performance of a given mechanism. So, two distinguishing features of these games are that a game designer chooses the game structure rather than inheriting one, that the designer is interested in the game's outcome. Understanding mechanism design theory. Mechanism design is a branch of microeconomics that explores how businesses and institutions can achieve desirable social or economic outcomes given the constraints of individuals' self-interest and incomplete information. When individuals act in their own self-interest, they may not be motivated to provide accurate information, creating principal-agent problems. In particular, mechanism design theory allows economists to analyze, compare, and potentially regulate certain mechanisms associated with the achievement of particular outcomes that focuses on how businesses and institutions can achieve desirable social or economic outcomes given the constraints of individuals' self-interest and incomplete information. Mechanism design takes private information and insensitive into account to enhance economists' comprehensions of market mechanisms and shows how the right incentives, money, can induce participants to reveal their private information and create an optional outcome. Mechanism design theory is thus used in economics to study the processes and mechanisms involved with a particular outcome. The concept of mechanism design theory was broadly popularized by Eric Maskin, Leonid Horowitz, and Roger Meyerson. The three researchers received a Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences in 2007 for their work on the mechanism design theory and were branded as fundamental leaders on the subject. Considerations in mechanism design theory. Mechanism design theory built on the concept of a game theory, which was broadly introduced by John von Neumann in his 1944 book Theory of Games and Economic Behavior. Game theory is known in economics for the study of how different entities work together both competitively and cooperatively to achieve outcomes and results. Various mathematical models have been developed to efficiently study this concept and its results. Game theory has also been recognized through the history of economic studies, with 12 Nobel Prizes going to researchers in this area. Both game theory and design theory look at the competent and cooperative influences of entities in the process towards an outcome. Mechanism design theory considers a particular outcome and what is done to achieve it. Game theory looks at how entities can potentially influence several outcomes. Mechanism design theory and the financial markets. There is a wide range of applications for mechanism design theory, and as a result, many mathematical theorems have been developed. These applications and theorems allow researchers to manage restrictions and information control of the entities involved for the purpose of achieving the desired outcome. One example deploying the use of mechanism design theory occurs in an auction market. Broadly, regulators seek to produce an efficient and orderly market for participants as a primary outcome. To achieve this result, several entities are involved with varying levels of information and association. The use of mechanism design theory seeks to regulate and control the information available to participants in order to achieve the desired result of an orderly market. Generally, this requires the monitoring of information and activity at various levels for exchange, market makers, buyers and sellers. And now our broadcast is over. That was your host, Serikbayev Syrym. Subscribe to this channel. Goodbye.